Hello, beautiful people. It is Fox Obsession here, and today I will be teaching you. I will be teaching you how to code 2 life series data packs. Some of these based on some questions you've asked in the comments or have DM'd me since my last episode, which was yesterday. I might add. Thank you so much. Now, I had a few questions based on last episode. One of them was how to code limited life, which I will also be teaching you how to do in this episode. Yippee! And another question was, can you code plugins with Visual Code Studio? Yes, but they do not work how I taught you. Plugins are a different type of thing. I would not recommend using Visual Code Studio because I don't know how to fully code plugins. They're not my specialty. I don't know much about them, so I do use SK Editor. If you guys would like, I can post a video on that soon. To start off with coding a data pack, such as Third Life, we would need to make 3 teams. So what we would have to do, go to your load function and do team add, and let's just call it green, because we're going to do a green team. And if you have not watched my last episode, you don't understand all this, I would recommend go watching it, or go watch another video that explains how to set up a data pack. So we're going to go to our load function and continue with this. Team add yellow, team add red, and team add spectator. So we have all of our teams added. But next thing we're going to want to do is modify our teams. We're going to do team modify green to the color of green. So this will change the title, our thing on our tab, and our chat to green. We're going to do that for team for yellow and red. Don't need to do anything for spectator though. Now we're going to want to add some scoreboards. 2 scoreboards we're going to need is scoreboard objectives add deaths. We're going to need a death scoreboard. So we're going to add a death count. So this goes up every time we die. Then we're also going to add lives. This will be a dummy so we can control it as willingly as we want. Now that we did that, let's go to our tick. In our tick, we're going to write a simple command where it makes it so we join a team. So we're going to do team join green. Now this is where it's going to get confusing. We're going to do at A, bracket right next to that A, no space. Then we're going to do scores equal. This is calling for a scoreboard. Then we're going to do curly bracket, and we're going to type in that score names in there. Then we're going to do an equal sign to 3. So that is saying if the score of lives equals 3, team join. Then we're going to do, or team join green. Then we're going to do that 2 more times, 3 more times, I mean, 1 for each team. Equal 2, and then team join red at A, scores equal lives equal 1. Now this is where it gets interesting. We're going to do team join spectator at A, scores equal lives equal. Now this is what we're going to do. Alright, we will join the team when our lives are 0. Or we can do 0 or less. Putting 2 dots in the beginning of a number means it's that number or less, but putting it in front of the number means it's that number or less. But if we put it behind the number, it is that number or more. You could do the same thing, so like it's a certain amount, so like it's 4 to 6. So now we have it so every time when your lives equal something, do that. So now let's make it so every time you die, you lose a life. So we're going to make a new function. We're going to call it this function def. We're going to do def.mc function. Bam. Now you're going to go and do execute as. So this is happening as the player. We're going to do as at A. So this is going to happen as if every player. But then we're going to do a bracket scores equal. And then instead of putting lives, we're going to do deaths equal 1 or more. So this is happening as every player that has a death, that's one or more. We're gonna run the function death. Boom, you coded. Next, you're gonna go to your death function, and you're gonna do scoreboard players remove at s lives 1. So since this function is running as the player that has more than 1 deaths, it's just gonna be at self. After that, you're gonna want to do scoreboard players set at s deaths to 0, so we're not forever looping this function. Now that we did that, we should make it so once we run out of lives, we go in spectator, right? So we're gonna do execute as at s scores equal lives equal 0 or less. Run game mode spectator. And let's do something a little at s. Then let's do a little fancy. Let's do the same thing, but it's gonna summon lightning at us. So you're gonna copy that, but change the as to at, because we're happening at the player. And then we're gonna do run summon lightning bolt tilly. Tillies mean relative location. And you know what? Let's do it 3 blocks above the player. So now that you have this, you have a functioning system for third life. We're going to add one more thing. The reset command. Reset the MC function. You can go, and with this, you just want to make it so it starts. So we're going to do, I would recommend doing tell raw at a text started color green, so you got that all SAS. Then you're going to scoreboard players set at a lives to 3, enter a new game mode survival at A. So you're just gonna save all that. You're gonna reload your data pack, and it works. Now let's do function life reset, and it says we started. Let's check if it worked. Our name is green, so it means we have 3 lives. If we die, we have 2 lives. And if we die again, we have 1 life. And let's die one more time, and it should summon lightning, put us in spectator. And look, it did. And if all that works, you just successfully coded third life. Good job. Now I'm going to teach you how to code limited life. Limited life is where you have 24 hours to live. Every time you die, you lose an hour, and every time you kill someone, you gain 30 minutes. Every 8 hours, the stage of color changes between green, yellow, and red. There's also a boogeyman, where the boogeyman's goal is to kill another player. If they fail at the end of the session, they lose 8 hours. But if they kill someone, they gain an hour. And the person who loses it, the person who dies, loses an hour. So let me show you how to do this. First step, make a new data pack, which if you don't know how to make a data pack, go and rewatch my video. Okay, so now I'm going to teach you how to code limited life. In my opinion, time-based series are pretty difficult to code, but once you get the hang of it, it's pretty easy. Most of it's just copy-paste from here on out. So you have your data pack all set up. You're going to want to add your 4 teams again. Your green, yellow, and red and spectator team, just like we did before. So I'll let you quickly do that. Now that you did that, I would recommend you go into now that you did that, modify the teams real quick, like we did on third life. Okay, now that you did that, we're gonna do something a bit different than we did for third life. We're gonna add different scoreboards. Yay! So the first scoreboard you're gonna want to add is scoreboard objectives add deaths. This will be your death count once again. Then you're going to do scoreboard objectives add hours. This will be a dummy. And you're going to do the same thing with minutes gonna be a dummy. And seconds. We're gonna add 2 more as well. I learned how to code. The only reason I can code limited life as well as I can today is from the person I learned how to code from. I use the same techniques and still do. I use the same techniques as them still to this day. So we're gonna add a scoreboard called ticks. And we're gonna add a scoreboard called session so we can pause our timer. That is everything we need except one more thing. We're gonna add scoreboard objective add kills. And I'll teach you about trigger. So we're gonna also add another scoreboard called claim kill. I'm gonna call it, and we're gonna give it a trigger. Once you did that, we're gonna do kind of what we did before. We're gonna add our teams, but instead of doing lives, we're gonna do it based on hours. So if we're 16 hours or more, so this says if our hours are 16 or more, we'll be green. If our hours are in between 15 and 8, we are yellow. But if we are, and then red, we are 7 or less. And a spectator is -1 hours. I will get into that later. Next, we're going to want to display our time. And of course, I will have everything I have I'll have all these big bundles of code copy pastable, such as what makes us tick, and these are very annoying, I might add. And I will have the display, because display is a very annoying thing, but I will, of course, explain how it works. So this says execute as every player if their hours are 16 or greater, run title as the action as self action bar. And then this is when you get into titling. You have your bracket and curly brackets. The brackets because we're going to do more than one type of text. So we have our score. And then inside that we'll have our name and we're going to have our score. So it's at self score objective hours. So that is just titling the hours. Then here, and we're going to have a bold, is false. We don't want it to be bold. And then color green. And then we're going to have a little simple text command with our curly brackets. Or not curly, our colon. Then we're going to do another text, which is in another second curly bracket. So we're going to do the same thing, scores as self, but this time minutes, then another colon, and then the same thing with seconds. And we're going to do that for each set of time. Now we're going to want to make our clock tick. So we're going to make a function called clock.mc function. And here, we're going to put something. We're going to put a jumble of commands that is very annoying to copy paste. So I just copy paste this everywhere and it'll be in the description. So all this is saying is execute as everyone. Scores equal hours is 0 or less, minutes are 0 or less, and seconds are 0 or less. Run scoreboard player set self hours to -1, putting us in spectator. And then we're also going to, but there's many combinations such as hours is less than 0, minutes is less than -1, seconds is greater than 0. Or hours is less than -1, minutes is 0 or more, and seconds are 0 or more. So those 3 combinations will run for a final death. And then at all times, you'll be adding 1 tick to the player. So here this is saying if your score ticks is 20 or more, it'll add 1 sec. It will remove 1 second. And then it will set ticks 0, so it's constantly running because there's 20 ticks per second in Minecraft. Okay, so it's saying if seconds are -1 and minutes are 0 or more, it's run scoreboard players remove at s minutes 1, and then it's the same command but sets seconds to 59. And this is saying if minutes are -1 and hours are 1 or more, it removes 1 hour and sets minutes to 59. And if minutes are 60 or more, it adds an hour and removes 60 minutes. And if seconds are 60 or more, it adds the player 1 minute, and then it removes the player 60 seconds. And then if minutes are -2 or more, or less, I should say, it removes 1 hour. And with the same command for another one, it adds 60 minutes. Then if seconds are -2 or less, it removes 1 minute, and then it adds 60 seconds to the player. We're gonna put this in a function called clock. Okay, next you're gonna want it to run this, and we're gonna want to put a pause and resume timer soon in here. So then you're gonna want to do execute as at A, but here's where we're gonna put a if statement. Scores equal curly brackets. Session equals 1 or more. So if your session is 1 or more, it will run the function clock. Now you could do this you can run other things. If session equals 2, it runs something. If session equals 3, it runs a different function. But we're just going to say if session is 1 or more. Okay, now we're going to code a quick death animation. So we're going to do execute at A, scores equal hours equal -1 or less. Run summon lightning bolt. And we're going to do curly brackets again. And up 3. But this will constantly be running if you have this. So we're going to add a tag. This tag will be tag equals not out. So as long as your tag doesn't equal out and your scores is this, you'll be fine. Yeah. And we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to do execute as at A. We're going to do the same exact if statement, but we're going to do run game mode spectator. Then we're going to do this entire chunk again to execute as at A scores equal blah blah blah. And we're going to do a if title or a title. We're going to do text run. No, we're going to do run title at A title text has ran out of time, and we're going to make it say the person's name above it. So we're going to copy paste what we did again. So that is same exact line. We're going to do title at A, title selector at S. So that is saying the selector of the person that scores hours is less than -1 or more, is or less than -1, and tag doesn't equal out. And then we're going to do color green. Not green, red, because we are red. And also, we're not going to make it say title at A title. We're going to do title at A subtitle for that has ran out of time. And one last thing is with the execute as at A scores, we're going to run tag at S add out. And you just coded a limited life death animation. Good job. But you're not done yet, because there's 2 more things we want to add. Or a bunch of more things we're going to want to add. We're going to add a death function. So you're going to want to do your deaths.mc function again. And remember that in that line of code we wrote earlier, execute as at A scores equal curly bracket deaths equal 1 or more, run function life death. Now this is where things are a bit different than third life again, other than the timer. So instead of removing a life, we're gonna do scoreboard players remove at s hours 1. We're removing 1 hour from ourselves now. And we're gonna do scoreboard players set at s deaths 0. But in between these, we're gonna want, just like it did in limited life, we're gonna tell them that they lose an hour. So we're gonna do title. We're gonna do execute as at s run title at s title text in quotes -1 hour. And then we're gonna color this red. Now we'll come back in and put the boogie twist onto it, because we'll have to make it so when they die to a boogie, they lose 2 hours. But I'll show you that later. So now we're going to make it so every time you kill someone, you gain 30 minutes. So we're going to do execute as at a scores equal, and then we're going to do our kill scoreboard. Kills equal 1 or more. If kills equal 1 or more, run scoreboard players add at s minutes 30. Then we're going to title it, so execute as at a scores equal kills equal 1 or more. Run scoreboard players, not scoreboard. Run title at s title brackets text plus 30 minutes. Then we're going to do the color green. Okay, now we don't want this to forever loop, so we're going to do execute as at a scores equal kills equal 1 or more. Run scoreboard players remove at s minutes. Remove at s kills 1, just in case we get 1 or more kill. But what if you blow somebody up? What do you do then? Because you're not going to get the kill credit for blowing someone up with a minecart. So this is what you do. You do scoreboard and players enable at a claim kill. So now, if you do the /trigger claim kill command, it'll add 1 to your claim kill. So now we have to make it do something. So we're going to make a function called claim kill.mc function. Now that we have that, we're going to do execute as at a scores equal quotes kills claim kill equals 1 or more. Run function claim kill. Now we're going to do scoreboard players add at s kills 1. And then we're going to do execute as at s run tell raw at a, and in the message we're going to do a double bracket because we're going to do more than one text input. So we're going to do selector, then we're going to do at self, then, and we're going to do this in the color green. And then outside the curly brackets, we're going to put a comma, another set of curly brackets, text. comma. Then we're going to put a space because we don't want it to look like catmaster_mi, and then no space has claimed to kill. Then we're going to do space has claimed a kill. So you know someone has claimed to kill, and I'm also going to color this green. And then we're going to scoreboard players set at S claim kill 0. And you just made a claim kill. Made it so when someone kills someone, it adds, and when someone dies, they lose an hour and a working timer. So let's go see if all this works. It'll surprise me if I even did it right. So now let's add a pause timer and a resume timer. Pause timer, MC function, and resume timer.mc function. In these pause and resume, we're going to do tell raw at a text timer has resumed. And let's color this green. Color green. And we're going to scoreboard players set at a session 1. And then pause timer, we're going to do tell raw at a curly brackets text timer has paused. And we're going to do color red. And we're going to scoreboard players set at a session 0. Now you made a pause and a resume timer. And of course, like what we did with Third Life, we're going to do a click reset.mc function. Instead of just setting hours, we're going to set scoreboard players set at a hours 24. Scoreboard players set at a minutes 0. Scoreboard players set at a seconds 0. And we're going to do scoreboard players set at a session to 1. And we're going to do tell raw at a text started. And the color green. And we're going to put everyone in survival mode. And you just successfully coded limited life without the boogeyman. But now, let's quickly test if this works. It works. So now, you see we have our timer. So now let's do function life reset. One thing we can also add to this is to remove the tag out. So we have that still. So if this works, if we die, it should minus an hour from us. And as you can tell, we're ticking. If we go to 5 seconds and our timer hits 0, we should, in theory, run out of time. So you just successfully coded limited life without the boogeyman. But now, let's add the boogeyman. So we're going to add a few functions. We're going to add boogie soon.mc function, boogie 3.mc function, boogie 2.mc function, boogie 1.mc function, boogie is.mc function, and boogie.mc function. So we're going to start off with the boogie soon. Boogie soon will be the command you run to roll the boogie. So we're going to do tell raw at a text the boogeyman will be rolled soon. And we're going to do this color yellow, and we're going to play a sound. So how do you play a sound? We're going to do play sound UI button click master at
spawn 100. I like to do master because everyone has their master usually up, and we don't want to kill people, so we have it at 100. Next, you're gonna schedule function boogie 3 for like 5 seconds, and then it's gonna run boogie 3 in 5 seconds. So in here, you're gonna want to do title at a title. Let's do, and then we're gonna do text 3 color green, and then we're gonna do this a lot. This will be a repeating 2 things you do. This entire thing will repeat millions of times. So we have our button click play sound, and we're gonna schedule the function boogie 2, but in 1 second. Then you're gonna go to your boogie 2. You can copy paste it if it makes it life easier. You're gonna change the color to yellow. You're gonna do text the 2, but you're gonna change the boogie 2 to boogie 1, and boom, it will run this in 1 second. So now you're here, you're gonna do that. You're gonna change that to red, but instead of boogie 1 or boogie 2, you're gonna do boogie is. And boogie is, you're gonna do boogie instead of boogie 1, 2, 3 or boogie soon. And you're gonna set that for like 3 seconds for suspense. And then you're in here, you're gonna say you are ... Let's change that to yellow. And then boogie, you can copy it. Huh! Get rid of that because you're not gonna need the schedule. I would recommend changing the sound to like lightning bolt impact. So depending on how many boogie you would like, you're gonna wanna do tag at r add boogeyman. Now, there's many ways to add more than one boogeyman. You can do like a certain amount. You could do 2, you could do 3, you could do 4, or you could do 5. It doesn't matter. So you could either do tag or add a single boogeyman, or you can do that 3 times. It'll still work. Or you could do a random value command, which I will probably teach you in the future. But let's just do one boogeyman for now. So we're gonna do execute as at a tag equals boogeyman, run title at s title, and then here in text, we're gonna do the boogeyman, and we're gonna do it in the color red. Now, if you'd like to do a whole description, you could do that. Have fun with that. I don't feel like typing out an entire thing, but instead you're just gonna copy paste this and then you're gonna say Control V. But in front of the tag equals boogeyman, you're gonna do exclamation point in front of the boogeyman. That stands for not boogeyman. And here you'll do not the boogeyman, and you'll change the color green. After that, now that you did that, you can now go set it up. So if you do this, you can do execute as at a tag equals boogeyman, scores equal kills equal 1 or more, run, execute as at p, so that's closest player, scores equal kills equal 1 or more, or not kills. You're gonna want to do deaths equal 1 or more. Run tag at s, that's as the closest player, boogie death. But instead of add boogie killed, and that will set that up in our death function. Now that you did that, you'll go back to your execute as a boogeyman scores equal that blah blah blah. You're gonna want to do that twice. You're gonna want to do that 3 times. Run scoreboard players add at s hours 1, adding them an hour to 1. Then you're gonna want to do title at s title text plus 1 hour color green, and then tag at s add cured. And then we're gonna want to do something different. Execute as at a tag equals cured, run scoreboard players set at s kills 0, and we're gonna want to copy up till run for 3 things. We're gonna go bang, bang. We're gonna run tag at s remove boogeyman, and tag at s remove cured. Okay, after you did that, we're gonna want to go for our victim and fix our victim. So you're going to go to your death function, and here, as at self, we're going to do tag equals not boogie killed. And we're going to change this also to an execute as @s run, and then we're going to copy paste our boogie killed and put it here. Now, we can just copy paste that to make our lives easier, put it up here, and go get rid of the 2 exclamation points. And we're going to change this to 2 hours, and this to 2 hours. Then, you save it all, X out, you do /reload, and we're going to just check if everything works. We know almost everything works except maybe pause timer, which it does work, and resume timer, which also works. Then we're going to do function life boogie soon. The boogeyman will be rolled soon. Wait like 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. You are the boogeyman. And if we do trigger claim kill, because it should still work if we do that, plus 1 hour. So that's how you successfully code limited life. So you guys just learned how to successfully code third life and limited life. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And of course, if you want me to show you how to code something else, I have you. So just either DM me, my Discord is linked in my description, or email me, or of course, you could leave a comment and I will answer. Have a good day and see you guys next time. Bye.